Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Sometimes the things we do aren't so bad. We just don't describe them the right way. That leads to stress, anxiety, baldness, and death. Hi, I'm Allison Montana, thinker, writer, philanthropist. I want to help you access the most powerful force in the universe to achieve exactly what you want without changing a thing about yourself. That's right. I know it sounds crazy, but you heard right. I want you to achieve all of your goals without doing anything. When you unlock the power of rebranding, you can do anything you want. Yes, in our nation's history, nothing has been more important than marketing. It's the thing that built America, and now it's going to build you thanks to the power in my incredible book, Unlock the Power by Allison Montana. You're not jerking off. You're engaging in creative visualization and brainstorming. My book, Unlock the Power by Allison Montana, will help you change your self-perception forever. Forever.
Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 495 of Third Shift. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mr. Eric, and with me, as per usual on this beautiful Thursday that we record, is the inglorious bastard himself, Mr. Matt. And, of course, before we get into some gaming news and all that good jazz, we got to talk about the week. We got to see what's been going on, because everybody knows y'all are interested in knowing what me and Matt have been up to. Life, game-wise, whatever the hell we decide-wise. So, without further ado, Mr. Matt, how's the week been?
I did it, Eric. I did it. I've been thinking about it for like 2-3 weeks. I finally made time and went out to the movies over the weekend. Watched Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. And I gotta say, I think the movie itself, it was okay. I feel like I liked the first one better. But like I told Eric off-air when we talked about this like last week, when I said I need to go see a movie, I don't remember anything at all about Ready or Not 1 other than the ending, which was the greatest ending in all cinema history. But I feel like I like that one better. But I don't know. This one was fine. It was good. I feel like Samara Weaving, the main girl, she knocked it out of the park. Like you could tell she was back in it. She was like in it. When her character was going through some stuff, she was going through some stuff. But I feel like everyone else was just kind of there. This kind of, hey, I'm here to do a thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm not going to remember you or your character. In the next scene, I'm going to have forgotten about you. Her sister, she did fine, but it was just kind of, I don't know. I feel like Samara Weaving is that movie, and everyone else around her wasn't. I don't know. They were more goofs than serious, where she was a good mix of goof and serious. Overall, enjoyable movie, though. I'm not going to be mad about it. You know, I said with the previous movie we watched, like, it's good to see Hollywood people get sprayed with fake blood and stuff, and that was definitely in this movie. So I like that. But here's the thing, Mr. Eric. You know this, and I know this. When do you go to the movies? You go to the movies early.
Early. Yeah.
You get the earliest show. Because, as I say, maybe we don't both say, but we both agree with it, idiots can't wake up early.
No.
So you go at 11:30. That was the earliest show, 11:30. And also, the theater where I go, you pick your seat. It was a smaller kind of theater for that 11:30 show. And there's weird seating. It's got like the full row in the back. And then behind it, there's 2 mini rows. One that's literally like 2 seats, which I should have taken. I should have gone in the little mini seat because nobody will sit straight next to a man in an only 2-seat row. That couldn't happen, even though with my luck it would have happened. But I went to the other one where it's like 6 seats. And I picked the little corner seat right up against the wall because nobody ever sits next to the man in this weird corner creepo seat. And I'm not a weirdo. I'm just there to watch movies, but I just don't like people by me. Okay, so I'm safe because it's early and I'm in the creeping seat. I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I got popcorn, unsalted, no butter popcorn. I'm like, okay, I'm eating some popcorn, I'm drinking some water, woohoo. In front of me, come walking 4 literal children who sat bloop, 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 right in front of me. Like literal children, to the fact where the theater people had to come up and say, hey, we're going to let this go this time, but for R-rated movies, your parents have to come watch the movie with you. And they said, but our parents pay for the tickets. Isn't that good enough? I rubbed my head as they wiggled and waggled and toggled and phoned as the previews were starting. And they went, oh, okay. This is it's fine. And there were people all in the rest of the theater, but not the down front. And I thought, okay, When the lights go down, gonna get up. I'm gonna move to the down front. It's fine. Nobody cares. Just gonna move away to an unoccupied space. And then right before the lights went down, two more. They probably weren't children, but they were probably just barely 18. Came and sat 2 seats away from me, and I went, You've all done it now. You've ruined it. You've ruined it for me. The hermit man. I don't like people near me. I especially don't like young people near me. The children were so young. They did the stupid child run where you run, but you don't like move your arms. They just kind of flop. Golly. They weren't the worst, but they were right on the borderline. I was on the edge. Old man flipping out.
Well, before you keep going, it's funny you say that because I didn't mention it, but when I went to see Demon Slayer with the girls, and I was like, oh, I'll buy them tickets, me tickets, we're going to have this great time. And some of the tickets had already been purchased, so I had to strategically start looking and place myself, right? So I was like, okay, well, I won't get prime seating. We're going to stay away from prime seating. So I went to the back row, not the furthest back, but the furthest back before it gets into those broken off segments you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we'll get right there, right-hand corner, because it's only had one entrance because it was a smaller theater. So on the left side. So we're on the far side in the back corner. I'll put us there, and what I'll do is I'll put not at the edge of the seat, but up to the edge of the seat, which will give me that one chair extra. So I'll have plenty of gap room to put everybody's coats in, all the extra accoutrements. And when the girls get sick and tired of holding the popcorn, you know what they're going to do, give it to daddy, and I can put it in the seat, and everything's going to be great. And then I'm going to have nobody next to me, obviously, as well. So it's perfect. Nah, man. Nope. Here comes some 46-year-old lady. Just comes right on up. Oh, and I go, oh, no. And take all the coats out of that seat. I take all the stuff out of the seat. Here you go. And we had a 46-year-old lady sitting right next to me for that movie. I don't know how does that happen? How's that happen? Who goes, you know what? I see this group of people right here, and I'm going to sit right next to that person right there in that corner, right? That's it.
We're all going to conglomerate around the one seat that's taken in the corner. He couldn't possibly want to be by himself. Blah, 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 blah.
And this theater it was busy, but it wasn't packed. There was plenty of holes, all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Nope. And once again, it got taken. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Who's this person who does this? Who is it? That just goes online and sees those red spots and goes, I'm going to plug that hole. Boop.
Oh, God. But overall, it was a decent movie experience, except for there's whispers and whispers. It wasn't full out talking. And then the kids in front, I have never seen kids who can't sit still more than those kids. There was always the wiggles and the waggles. But overall, movie was fine. Hopefully, I don't see that kind of situation again when I go to the movies this weekend, which is the plan. Another thing I did was the very next day, went out to the Wharton Center for the Simon and Garfunkel story. And I don't know Simon and Garfunkel. It was before my time, but it was basically a concert where people played with the band and up front, and then they kind of told the story of them also, and then played music that kind of fit that point in the story. Played the song from here, the album here, this, that, the other thing. And it was great. It was really good. Except for, okay, here's one thing. Turning back to when I went and saw Kimberly Akimbo, I didn't mention it because I felt like I was being negative. The audio mixing in that I felt was a little weird because they had the pit orchestra. I could hear them like 10 times better than you could hear the people on the stage. So they had the mics turned down, the speakers turned down that day. On Simon and Garfunkel Day, those speakers were the loudest I've ever heard in my life in that theater. It was almost physically painful to sit there and listen to the show. And I know I'm an old man, but as an old man, you need things louder to hear them. It was the complete inverse. So I actually put my earbuds in on noise canceling so I didn't wreck my ears out. It was crazy, but it was a great show. Good singing, good playing, a good story because I didn't know those guys hardly at all. Good times at the theater there. On the video game front, last thing for me, been playing East End Proud Nordics. I think it was like all night Friday. I played it. I just put the headphones kind of around my neck with the ear caps facing up. And I had, some podcasts and some YouTubes going, and I just was doing all the side quests, all the side activities. I'm not even remotely halfway through, I don't think. So I got a lot of stuff left to do. But I unlocked the new island with the new characters. I did my first battles in the Coliseum. That island is crazy big. It's crazy packed with enemies and stuff. So that's been a lot of fun. Just getting back into it and just I did that whichever day on the weekend I had the most free time too. I was just like, should I get on, do this? Should I do that? Should I go to town? Should I do this? No, just sit and have fun with your friends in these 10 Proud Nordics. And that's what I did. So it was a good week. It was a pretty good week. What about you, buddy?
Oh boy. Well, I did get some gaming in, but on the real world front, been pretty busy. Did a lot of more, just anime, getting home and just relaxing, watching shows. It's if you don't know, the winter season is wrapping up, so we're starting to get to the last episodes of everything, and then we got to wait that stupid, crappy, awkward couple weeks before everything gets into the spring season. So kind of a terrible time right now in the anime world because your shows are ending and you got to wait for the new stuff and hope you find some stuff you like. So I've been doing that. I didn't go to any movie theater, this last weekend. I've been really trying though. I've been keeping like every I'm refreshing what's in the theater, but just nothing that is interesting to me. So kind of on a hiatus from there until something piques my interest. But as to the games, this week I only played 2. I did some Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Was having some good times in that. Progressing the story. Not much else to say about it. You all know the deal. Just hunting those little stones, opening up the new areas, handling the people's problems, bringing them back. Just doing it and having a good time. And then a game came along that my brother was like, I'm going to get this. There's too much hype around this and whatever. It's Crimson Desert. He got it. And I said, well, you know what? I'll check it out. And I checked it out like as soon as he got it. And I couldn't even play it. The visuals were so blurry and jacked up. I was like, what is this game? And I knew something was up because obviously I watched some streamers play and it looked gorgeous. It looked fine. But it looked nasty. Just nasty. So I put it down. I said, well, and then Shay texted me, this game's God's gift to creation, God's gift to mankind. I said, I can't put it down. I said, what are you talking about, man? This game, you can't even see anything. It's nasty. It's blurry. It looks like it's from like a 32-bit maybe. He goes, no, it's gorgeous. I'm like, huh, what the hell's going on? He's like, well, I'm on a PS5 basic. I never made the upgrade to Pro. And I go, okay. Well, something's got to be wrong then. So I did a little homework. Sure enough, you have to turn off on the Pro as the 160 hertz tries to find it or do it or whatever thing. And apparently that does not work with Crimson Desert. So you had to turn it off. Once I turned it off, oh my God, I could see. Wow, this game is totally different. So I started playing. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know, man. It's just it's a clunky game. Like the controls, and you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but the controls are just weird. They're not intuitive. They don't make sense. You have to actually learn them and get used to it. So it's like you're going to an N64 controller and having to learn to play a game or whatever. So I was like, do I want to mess with this? I don't know. But I was bored and I didn't want to play any of the other games I should be playing. So I went in there and I started going at it and just trying to focus on like what the controls were telling me, actually looking at the tutorials and figuring it out. And it started to click. And next thing you know, I'm making food. I'm making, crafting this, making this, reinforcing my leather shield and this and that. And I'm getting these stupid, weird tasks from different townspeople. And part of me was starting to get overwhelmed. And I'm like, oh my God, I got like all these dumb quests. I don't even know what the main story wants me to do anymore. I went, this is an MMO. We're just playing an MMO. Go do all the side quests, Eric. Who cares what the main story is? What, did you ever do the main story in an MMO? No, you go do all the side quests till you're max level, whatever you can be, and then you move on. Do the same thing here. Just do that. Just start, hey, Nancy needs 10 things of wood. Go get them. He wants you to cut down a pine tree. Go cut down a pine tree. Just knock them out. And I started doing that. And I was just like sitting there, task after task after task, just like I do in World of Warcraft. And all of a sudden, hours went by, man. Next day, I was like, let's log on and do it again. Hours went by. Just stupid MMO tasks, nothing important, nothing. Go kill 6 kittens and 5 wolves. All right. Chicka, 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 chicka. Come back. Turn it in. Just shinies. Here's a reward. Here's some experience. hey, you can get a new skill point. Oh, sweet. What's the skill points, Matt? So I go in and there's like these 3 different branches, and then they all got, different things that are, beneficial depending on what you want to be and how you want to play. And that's what happened. So all of a sudden, I've got about good 10 hours into the game and still absolutely nowhere in the game because this game is, 160, 100, 200 hour kind of game. But I'm like, oh, this is fun. I enjoy this. Now, here's the thing. Even though I did all that and I started getting the flow of everything, every time I turn it on, Matt, I have to relearn it because it's not intuitive. It just isn't. So every time I turn it on, let's go to run. Oh, no. Oh, that's crouch. Okay. All right, let's hold down run. Try to jump. Oh, you can't jump because you got to tap it to run. Then you got to make sure you let it go. And that way you can do a quick jump. You got to hold this button to do an actual, a long jump, and so on and so forth. The combat itself's fine, but any kind of movement interaction, hold down X. In any game in the world, you go up to an NPC and it has the thing comes up over their body or whatever that you're on them, and you tap X and you talk to them. Nope, hold X. You got to hold X. Boop. And then half the time, they give you a menu instead of just talk or say what they're going to say. And then you got so a lot of like bumbly weird stuff. But the world is super lived in, super well like laid out and how everything is. And you get a horse early on, so your travel's a little bit quicker if you want it to be. The traversals, a lot like the Zelda games. So you'll just come up to a wall and you just start climbing, but then your stamina starts to slowly dwindle and everything. But it's pretty generous and allows you to, get where you want to get without like the Zelda, aggravation. Because that one I felt was like super quick and oftentimes just annoying as all hell. This one just seems a lot easier. Like, hey, yeah, it's here, and if you're just trying to do something completely stupid, we're gonna screw you. But other than that, yeah, you'll find ledges that you can stand on and keep climbing to whatever the hell or whatever you're trying to do is. So overall, I've been enjoying it. I know in the Discord there was a old hooblew about AI slop put in there, and just recently, maybe today or yesterday or whatever it was, they came out and said, "Oh yeah, they were placeholders when we were designing." The usual excuse, but with that being said, I know I've said this before, but it's the future, people. It's over. You got to stop. AI's coming, and it's just the way it is. It's just the natural progression of video games. So you're going to start seeing it. Hopefully it gets smarter and doesn't give you like the shitty images that, people were popping up on some of the paintings and whatever. But I also gotta say, what nerd is going up to these paintings and like examining them that closely? Like, what freak is doing this? Because like I'm too busy harvesting wood out in the world trying to get me a new sword. I'm not like in some random NPC house checking out a painting on a wall in the second deck bedroom. Like that's weird to me.
Well, if you weren't supposed to look at art assets, why are they in the game? There should be nothing in there then. If you're not supposed to look around in a world,
it's literally just a stupid piece of art that you're supposed to just, it's a drawing on a wall and you keep going. I don't know. To me, it's not that important. Like, because then this gets into the whole topic of what we actually talked about SMT and in prior episodes before, Matt, was we want the games to come out sooner. We want them to cost less so they cost less for us and or to make. Well, guess what? If every single piece of stupid anything has to be actually drawn by some artist to satisfy some nerd gamer, then shut up. You can't complain. You want that artist to draw 17,000 freaking photos or images for every single piece of art or every single cup in the game, then accept your $90 price tag and your 8-year wait. You can't complain about it if you're like, AI can't help do anything. AI slop. Rawr. It's like, that's annoying to me. That's kind of like I want it all. And I want it for cheap for no reason. I don't want it. It doesn't make sense to me. I agree. On the other end, though, like I've already talked about before, that it never should it be the storyline being AI. Never should it be main characters be AI.
Just all the art and all the characters and all the assets, though.
All the assets,
just everything
yes.
else. Just not the dragon that you got to go kill. He can't be AI, but everything else can be.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sure.
The rocks,
yeah.
the side, the images. No, that's important. I'm just there to fight the dragon. That's all I care about. I care about the interactions with the dragon. So I don't know. I think gamers are just being too stupid. with some of this stuff, and they're gonna lose. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the keep fighting the good fight to make sure it doesn't go too deep. But yeah,
I mean, you could
also
say
go
that,
too far.
but you know that they only hit it because they know it would impact their sales.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's why nobody discloses anything, because they go, oh, oops, sorry, it was a placeholder. We didn't mean to do it, but you did mean to do it because you did it the whole way through.
Oh yeah,
You just didn't want to say that you did anything with it until you got
because
caught.
some of the gamers wouldn't have bought it because of the AI war.
Well, then why not just do it from the beginning? Because, dude, okay, the perfect example of this, and the reason why placeholder art is such a bullshit excuse.
I think it's a bullshit excuse too. Don't get me wrong. I agree with that.
There's placeholder art literally in Slay the Princess, one of the best games ever. That's all front to back, top to bottom art and amazingness and writing and acting and story and amazingness. There's placeholder art in there, and they kept it in there because it was funny. And if you see it, that's what placeholder art is. That's what it is. If you wanted placeholder art for a painting, you go to your artist and you go, hey, give me something with like a horse in it. And he doesn't need to spend 6 weeks on it. He draws a fucking horse and a man on it. And he goes, there it is. And they go, oh, okay, yeah. Move the horse over and put a flag. Okay, yeah, we'll shine this up later. That's what placeholder art is. It's not just generate horse and flag arts, put it everywhere. It's fine. Getting placeholder art, even though that's not what they did, you'd go to a man and he gets it to you in 5 seconds. I've seen it. I know it. I can't spoil what it is because that would give the game away, but it's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But either way, what I'm saying is AI generate art on a art piece on a second deck story of a random building in the middle of nowhere. I don't give a shit about. I don't care about.
Then why is it there? Then it shouldn't even be a building.
Because in an MMOs you can go into every building. So it just,
I don't care
it's just
about
there.
that. I don't care about MMOs. Yep. That game shouldn't exist.
But you're
that
a
game's
nerd.
garbage.
It's okay.
That's poop.
It's
garbage.
It's okay. I know you're on the other end of it. It don't matter. But either way, that's wasting too much time on it. But overall, yeah, I'm having fun with it. I enjoy it. I don't know if I'll finish it. I don't know. It's just I got too much else to do, so it's kind of intimidating to pick that one up. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Or maybe it'll just take over everything and all the other damn games will fall by the wayside. And then beyond that, that's about it. I mean, I did do some Battlefield, Sister and Brother, but you guys know that's just a game I do here and there. There's nothing else to report on it. There was a new map. It is a lot of fun. Very open, very big, very vibrant and beautiful. We had a lot of fun, rocking it out. Got our butts kicked like twice on it. One really good, had one really good match on it. So I can't say definitively whether it's my favorite map, but enjoyable nonetheless.
Well, now the real thing I did want to ask, when you first talked about Crimson Desert, was I can't see anything. It's all blurry. It's all sloppery. I have wanted to mention this before. I think maybe we did with Final Fantasy 16, but maybe it's just me. And if it's just me, just say it and we'll just drop it. Why does every game come with motion blur and film grain and all this other crap on that makes it just like a mess? Whenever I move my camera, it just goes slop-a-macop. I turn that crap off and the game looks 10 times better. Am I the only one?
I didn't notice it. So if mine was on and I played the game, I never turned it off. So I might be blind to it.
Because it was on and it was on heavy.
Okay.
I think there was a slider for that one and it was like super on. And I had turned it all the way down. And like, sure, you could see like jaggy edges on his little hair. But like when you moved the camera, it wasn't like soup you were looking through. So I don't know.
I think I'm blind to that because I've heard a lot of people talk about motion blur and I don't know what they're talking about. I've never like noticed it when I play games. I just play the game whatever way that's given to me. And I'm sure it's there, but I don't care or don't see it. So I'm kind of like this, I'm blind anyway, as you know. So I don't know. I'm just like, whatever. Maybe my eyes don't work. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
That was the first thing I thought of when you said it. And I was like, oh, maybe he finally got the motion blur. And then we could talk about it. But no, it wasn't that. It was something else.
No.
But yeah, there's even like small games. Like I think the Promise Mascot Agency demo had it on there and I turned it off and it looks like a million times better. Anyway, okay. So it is sort of just me right now. But hey, any listeners out there, let me know if you are sick of the motion blur too. And let me know if you're sick of me not being able to find a current hot indie release because I couldn't today. I was searching, I was scrambling last night, all day today, couldn't find anything. So I fell back to a game that I didn't just pick because we talked about it in the Discord, but I picked because it has been on my radar because I played some of the first one and enjoyed it a lot. My release for this week, even though it came out 2 weeks ago, is GreedFall 2: The Dying World. It came out on the 10th, developed by Spiders, published by Nacon, who is in a bad way right now. Nacon filed for insolvency, which I think means bankruptcy, but everybody says insolvency because they're foreign. And anyway, it came out for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series consoles. If you don't know, GreedFall 2 is a prequel to GreedFall 1. You're still in that same world, that same whole area. You are one of the native people, and through a series of events, you end up back on the continent. So explores the world of GreedFall a little bit more. I won't go into any story stuff because I watched like 3 different reviews today from Gaming Bolt, from Mortismal Gaming, and I'm sorry I forgot the other guy's name. I'm sorry. But during one of them, they talked about basic intro story stuff. And in the comments, people were like, why are you spoiling the whole story? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, he talked about the intro area and the inciting event that gets you to the continent. And apparently that was too much. So I'm not going to do too much, but I'm going to say if you like GreedFall 1 and you liked the stories, you liked your party members, you liked the factions, you liked the different ways you can accomplish quests in that game, then you're going to like that in GreedFall 2 also. But the one big change that they've made is they changed the combat system. Because in GreedFall 1, it was kind of action RPG-ish. It was more third person, moving around, swinging a sword, hit a button, shoot a gun. But in this one, it's kind of Knights of the Old Republic or Dragon Age style, where you got like a hot bar of abilities down there. You can go into a tactical mode and, choose your thises and your that's and pause and have your companions do their abilities on that guy and do this kind of tactical play of it. And for me, that sounds awesome because I love Dragon Age 1. I love Knights of the Old Republic. I love anything that gets close to that. I don't think it's 100% that, but it's pretty damn close to it. But all the people in those reviews were like, this combat looks like garbage. I can't believe it. It was so much better in Steel Rising, which is like a Liza P type of Souls-like. So that's not even an RPG. This is an RPG with stats and gear and companions and companion quests and all that other stuff. But I won't go into it too super heavy because I'm interested in this, just like I'm interested in the first one, which I played for a number of hours and then got distracted by something else. So I want to play this one because it sounds pretty good. Like all the things you liked in the original GreedFall are here too. But the only problem people have been talking about is that it released in kind of a not very good technical state. Bugs and crashes and quests dropping and like literal like graphical glitches where you like falling into the wall and enemies not spawning and triggers not spawning. I have heard that version 1.1 did come out, but I didn't get a chance to see if that fixed, a whole bunch of bugs or if it just did this, that, or the other thing. So if you like the first GreedFall, you're probably going to like the second one because it's more of the same in a good way, but a little bit different. But maybe check out those patch notes, see what's been done to it. I mean, the fact that they did get after launch patches when the publisher is going down the tubes is a good thing. But if you want like a physical copy, maybe grab that up because they might not have someone publishing those and making them and printing them off the discs and stuff. But I don't know. Check it out. GreedFall 2. I like the world of GreedFall also just because it's a colonial times. It's not like, elves and dwarves and orcs and all that other stuff. It's unique. It's humans in colonial times. You're wearing a tricorner hat and you're sailing on a wood ship and stuff. It's unique. It's different. Go check it out if you're interested in something different.
Or you can check out this other very interesting, weird game that's different from what you typically get out there in the world. It's a game called Screamer, developed by Milestone SRL, and it was released on all the major platforms except for Switch as of March 26, 2026. And this is a game me and Matt both saw ways back here on one of the, game show thingies. And the anime part, of course, instantly, I was like, oh yeah, anime, here we go, whoop whoop. But then it turned into a racing game. And I was like, I kind of fell off. I like the anime stuff, but I wasn't big on the racing stuff. Kind of forgot about it later on in the our Discord. Listener, generic, brought it up. Is this anime enough for Eric to get, And I was like, okay. I was like, well, it has to be really good if I even give it a shot or not. So I started paying attention to it a little bit here in the last day or two. And it's like, oh, this looks actually pretty neat. And well, guess what, folks? It is out in the world. And to mostly favorable reviews. If you go read a lot of them, that runs the gamut. And you can easily tell every time when they got someone that doesn't like anime reviewing this game, it's just instantaneous. These people are just yapping, and it's just ridiculous. Brr, 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 brr. It's what every non-anime watcher says when they see anime. I respect it. Anime is naturally kind of over the top and crazy. So I totally understand, but it is also one of those things I always harp on. Don't have a dude who hates anime review an anime game. It kind of doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just I hate RPGs. Oh, go review Final Fantasy VII. All right, just don't do it. Even the people who do not like the anime stuff still, for the most part, favorable reviews. So that really said something to me. That really said that this game might have something to it. And so, of course, watching said reviews and looking into it a little bit more, the gist of it is there's these different trio of groups. You know, there you got your freaking mercenaries, you got the rich people, you've got these weird geeks and scientists. They're all banded together to enter this big race put on by this dude named Mr. A. He's apparently some super rich megacore, whatever, Lord of the World kind of deal thing going on. And for the funsies and for some anime type plot of, hey, the rich are always eating this and doing this, I want to give these people a chance. It doesn't matter. He's putting on this race and he wants to give people a chance to win this money. And so in comes these folks. But little do you know that apparently Screamer has actually been around for quite a long time. And there's actually story upon story behind this whole game. So coming into this one, if you don't know it already or just know all the different histories, there's back stuff to all this. And you're not going to know it. They're going to be like, oh, it's this dude. We got to kill him. And you're like, well, why? We're not going to explain it right now because maybe you should know it or it gets unveiled later. Who knows? But there's just a lot of stuff that you're going to have to learn as the story goes on. But I'll tell you this, the music I have heard firsthand, and of course in reviews also, high octane electronic guitar music going on while you're in these races. Very upbeat, very nice. The controls are a little bit drifty, but pretty damn cool and fun and kind of give you that arcade feel like it's supposed to do. One thing I got to tell you is, and I can't wait to, maybe play this if I ever get to it, is apparently like when you left stick it, you'll do your normal turns, but that's only for like light normal turns. You have to use your right stick to then implement drifts and harder turns. So you're dual sticking this to drive this, and you don't get the option to do automatic. You also have to shift gears to make sure you're optimizing the speeds, which gives you the boosts, because your boosts, after you use them, then they'll build up the attack portions of what you get. So then you can use attack/defense against the other car racers. So it's like this weird strategy-like thing going on while you're playing this arcade racer. And it's pretty deep. And each racer, of course, has their own vehicle. And everybody's vehicle has their own perks and disadvantages. So then you have to start learning what those are, because in the tournament, you have to play as everybody. You don't just get to pick one racer and go all the way through. So it's very strategic in how you play it. So it's kind of strange being that's an arcade racer, but not. And I'm intrigued by that. So I'm hoping that pans out to be a lot of fun. And of course, all the characters are very wild, very zany. They come from all over the world. And in the game speak all the different languages, but because they have a chip in their ear, they can understand what each other is saying, even though every character is speaking in French, German, Japanese, English, etc. And they do speak it on screen. But then, of course, you can read the subtitles for the languages you don't understand. So if you're not used to that, that is also something you're going to have to get used to. A couple reviewers said it's kind of annoying to them that was the case. But to me, I do nothing but watch anime, so I can naturally read subtitles and watch. It's just second nature to me. So it's a non-issue for me, and it'll be a non-issue for you if you're an anime nerd just like me. Other than that, the racetracks, from all I can tell, most of them are very good. A couple of them are very, very, very twisty and slow down the pacing a lot. And some reviewers said that was mildly annoying to them. So if you're in love with drifting and doing a slow-paced race, maybe you're going to think those are the best. But apparently for, some, that was frustrating. They just wanted the very arcadey, open world, big, high-end, high-speed races. And you do get a lot of those. And the last thing I'll mention, in the tournament mode, you do have to do objectives in every race. So there's things you got to do. And some objectives require you to just, kill this person while you're racing. Some require you to get into third place and do this certain thing while you're doing something. you're going to have to accept that and get used to it. Once again, apparently several reviews said this, and I can't tell you for sure because I don't have it or play it. But in one, you have to like kill a certain group of like Viper members. All right. But maybe they're in 4th place. So then you got to like purposely get back into 4th place or 5th place, kill them, but then get back into 1st place before the match ends to win. So you get past. And they said that was kind of unintuitive and just annoying in general. And I get that sentiment, but I've played games before where you've had to do things of that nature. So I don't know. I can't judge whether it's how, because, maybe this game is very fast and it's hard to get back into 1st. I don't know. So I don't want to say that that's kind of a wah, because I haven't seen it and done it myself, but just letting y'all know that there are all the matches for the most part have objectives. But if you get through all the tournament, everything opens up. You got arcade, you got team play, you got online play, you've got race modes, etc. You're going to get all sorts of options opened up to you to play. And it has 4-player on screen, one screen co-op. So if you do have friends and you're young and you're still in the dorms playing with homies or at home, you can get all 4 of them up there on your big old screen TV and you're racing and having a great old time. That's not something for us old geezers. We don't have friends. We don't play together anymore or do anything like that. But I am super glad that it actually is in there. So yeah, if you like some crazy, weird anime stuff, arcade racing games, and these are the people who did the Hot Wheels Unleashed, a couple years ago, and that got, really good reviews. It was said to be a lot of fun. They know what they're doing when it comes to making a racing game. And it was a Japanese studio that did all the anime too. So like the cutscenes are actual legit. I think Peaches or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But a renowned Japanese studio did all the anime. So it's good. I'm interested. I can't wait to hopefully take a look at this thing. But we shall see. And if you're interested, go take a look. Because I don't think you should pass up on this one.
And if you're interested in some free games, go on over to the Game Pass this week. Because I don't have time to check it right now. But when I checked last night, there were 3 awesome games out there for you. First up, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. An amazing game that you can put an infinite amount of time into. A fantastic game. You also got Absolem, one of people's games of the year last year. That's that beat 'em up / roguelite mix that everybody was loving. And I thought was really cool when I talked about it as one of my releases. So that's one out there for you. And then you got a game. I was going to put this one down. I was going to not even mention it, but I was watching it. I was watching somebody play it as Eric was talking about Screamer. Easy Delivery Company. Now, this blurb on it is like, it's a relaxing driving game with strange secrets. Now, what is that about? So I Googled it and I put it up here on the YouTube machine. This game is like literally PS1 style graphics. You're like a weird little cat dude in this weird little town, and it almost looks like you're doing deliveries in Silent Hill, but there's something about the weird interface and like the weird PS1 throwback graphics that I love it. I was watching it and I like instantly shunted away from the whole show. And I was like, I need to just buy and download this, play it right now. I can play it on Game Pass right now for free. Now, I think you do just do deliveries and stuff, but there's something about it. It's like that kind of eerie, but not spooky, but just old school throwbacksy. I don't know. There's something about it. I love the style of it at the very least. So go check out all 3 of those games. A AAA game, an indie game, and a throwback to like PS1 driving around type of games. Go check them out on the Game Pass.
And indeed, if you want some other free games, go to Amazon Free Games, where you're going to get Total War, 3 Kingdoms. It's a Total War game. As I always say, when you see these, you know what it's about. 3 Kingdoms. Well, there you go. You got 3 kingdoms vying for power, and you're going to go in there and you're going to do some Total War shenanigans. So that's there. And on top of that, you got Chimp Quest Spirit Isle. This game, I'm not really sure how you play it. The overmap looks like a Donkey Kong Country type thing, but that is the actual game itself. I know it's a puzzle type game, and it also requires time management as well. But beyond that, I don't know. There's a lot of bananas. There's a lot of jungle animals. Take it from there. Go check it out if you're interested. And then you got Fantasia Memorial Set. I did not see anything on this one. So I don't know what this one is. Fantasia Memorial Set. It's a mystery to us all. Go check it out. But last but not least, you got Deep Sky Derelicts. And I went, well, I at least got to try to look this one up for a second. What the hell is this? And then come to find out, it's this like turn-based strategy RPG. And it's got Card Combat. Dun, 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 dun. And think, what's that game? Darkest Hour? That really like somber, crazy game.
Oh, Darkest Dungeon.
Darkest Dungeon, yeah. The graphics, the whole tone of it looks like a lot like that. And then, of course, you have your cards that you're battling with in a traditional, card battling game. Going through these crazy dungeons, what seems. So, yeah, looks pretty cool. I'm not the card game guy, but all the same, that's cool. I'm glad it exists. So go get it. Matt, it's there for you. You'll have to report back on that one, along with the other 47 card game-based things we've gotten over the last few months. So good luck.
And then I still got to report back on the Epic games because the first one for free this week is a game called Haven Dock, which is a game where you like wash up on a deserted island and then you make this like settlement. It's like kind of like a town builder, but you're all in or under or above the water. So like I'm watching a trailer right now, you're building like these big docks with like there's a lighthouse and a building in here, and then you get in a submersible and you go underneath the sea. It's got a really cute kind of 3D simplistic art style to it. I'm not a town builder guy, but that one looks like kind of a lot of fun. And then you got Hyper Echelon, which I did look up last night. If you think of something like Galaga, but a different kind of a graphical style. It reminds me of Jamestown. If anybody remembers that top-down shooter, was on PC a while ago, probably on every single console right now. It's a shooter. Think of Galaga, but you're a vertical scrolling shooter, but a really nice art style. So go check that one out too. It's for free. It's free on Epic. Why not just add it to your cart and do all the things you got to do? Add it to your library. Who cares? Do it.
Indeed, those are all the free games. Go get them. Go exchange your memories for this wonderful thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know where I was going because I was distracted. You can't be mad at me. All right, listen, can't be mad at me. I'm distracted. But anywho's, moving on from that, I hope you enjoy the free games. Matt, he put up some stuff today. He's the one who's got some things to talk about in the episode. But before we get to the two things he has, I did have one small little bit that I wanted to go on about because I was just, roaming over. I went over to Push Square and I was like, well, what the hell is this? And sure enough, I saw, not one, but two quick things. One, apparently there are rumors by people that do leaking that the PS5 and the PS5 Portal and the PS5 Pro are going to be going up in price again tomorrow.
Shocker.
So now it will be even more money to get your hands on one of the PS5 consoles. So if you haven't made that upgrade to PS5 Pro and you're thinking about it, you better do it today before tomorrow hits, because apparently that's when the announcement's going to hit and you're going to be all screwed and getting that stuff. Whether it comes to pass, who knows? But apparently one of the leakers actually got it right with the Xbox hike when that happened back in the day. And then this one was actually corroborated with another individual who's been hit or miss, but he corroborated it with him as well. So it's kind of got a double whammy going. That's over at Push Square in an article there if you want to check it out. So I was like, oh, well, I mean, it doesn't affect me, but just so you know, it's going to be too late probably when you hear this podcast, but sorry, everybody.
I was just thinking about this because everybody's been talking about the price of chips and the price of memory and everything is going up. It's all the prices going up. Well, these are already built, though. So you can't use the excuse, because that's what everybody's excuse has been like the past 2 weeks, is like the memory thing, the RAM thing that's all going to the data centers. So every chip's more expensive, but they're already built. Like if it was for the new production line, you could say that, but you can't say that now. They're sitting there. It's sitting there on the shelf. Give it to me for the same price. I'm going to be a cheapskate today. I'm going to be the one saying, give me that for $50 off now. Screw you.
I agree. It does suck. It's annoying. But alas, it is what it is. And the last little tidbit I got for you, once again, I was over there on the old Push Square in an article by Sammy Barker. Apparently, a very reliable source, man, Jason Schreier himself, got a hold of some tidbits talking about the rough estimate of what an average AAA game costs right now in sunny California is over $300 million to make. And of course goes on to, just talk about how that's unsustainable. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be costing that much. And of course, it should also help give you a light and a shine on why the industry's screwed and we're paying so much and there's not, they're not getting their money back on the games, and they say it's not a success even though it sells 3 to 4 million copies worth, et cetera, et cetera. But he says, based off all of his inside information, it costs that much or more to make a AAA game nowadays. And that, to me, you can go on down all the rabbit holes with that information. It's annoying and frustrating to me. This 20, 30-hour game, it shouldn't cost $300 million to make. There's something's not right. Something's crazy.
I definitely agree. The thing that I was going to say was, remember back in the day, like it would be a decade down the line, you'd hear, oh, this game finally, over its whole lifetime, has sold like 1 million units. Like I think the Danganronpa games, they've sold like 500,000. That was a big thing. And they've been around for 10 years. But then you look at something like, I don't know if it was this, but I'm gonna use this as an example. Something like Crimson Desert, which sold like 2 million units in its first 2 weeks. But if that needed to be $300 million, then it's only gotten halfway, even at a $70 price point. Yeah, it'd be 140 million right now. So even in the best sales that there could ever be, that there's ever been in history for video games, you've only made it halfway back. You need 2 more million people to buy that.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
And just to further just make you mad, all right, I'm going to steal a little bit from the article here. Go check this article out if you want to over there on Push Square, or just go check it out, directly from Bloomberg if you want to, from Jason Schreier himself, whatever floats your boat. But anywho's, he did go on to clarify apparently that these figures primarily encompass salaries and overheads and have nothing to do with the executive compensation. So that's not even including what the executives are making. Okay, and this is a quote, he says he wants to put the situation into perspective. If you sell a game at $70 and pocket $49 on every sale, 30% goes to the store, assuming all sales are digital, you'd need to sell more than 6 million copies just to break even on a $300 million budget. And that's before marketing. So it's very clearly unsustainable. It's very clearly utterly broken. It's just, I don't know, man. That's just broken. What are you supposed to do? What are these executives doing when you're looking at this system and how it's all functioning? And it's literally not functioning. It's just not a system that works. And they're still just pushing forward with it. Like, oh, let's keep going. And it's got to be greed. It's just got to be, well, we're still getting our, millions dollar check. So to hell with what happens in the long term. I'll just keep taking these millions until the ship sinks, and then I golden parachute out into the next place.
And speaking of that, I'm gonna segue this into one of my bits because I've been harping on it for it was like 2 weeks ago. Fortnite raised the price of the $4 and whatever, the blah 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 blah, because they're just not making as much money on Fortnite anymore. It's so hard to keep Fortnite running. Well, this past week, Epic Games fired over 1,000 people because it's just not sustainable. They're also, this is not as important as the firing 1,000 people, shutting down Fortnite rocket racing, ballistic, and festival battle stage modes in there. Per Game Informer and Game Developer, I saw this on 2 different websites. So okay, they're doing so bad. They're doing real bad. It's hard times over at Fortnite times. Hard times.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
In at least 3 different articles about the situation, Game Developer said, per Statista, which I don't know what Statista is, but Game Developer loves them, and they apparently are really good at estimating gross revenue for games and game companies. Fortnite/Epic Games was estimated to earn over $6 billion with a B in 2025. But you can't afford to keep people on staff. How can you spend more than $6 billion in a year? And I went back and saw their graph when Fortnite started, and it's a steady big ramp up. Like the last few years, it's kind of hovered around that $6 billion mark.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's been more stagnant in the last couple years.
But I mean, when you see the overall graph, it's one of those things that starts small and then spikes so hard that when it stays hard out there, it just stays there. But they also said in one of these articles that, hey, they fired over 1,000 people, but they still keep about 4,000 on staff across all their little, fingers and spider things. So I did the math here right now as we were talking. $6 billion divided by 4,000 people. It's because they can't make a profit. They're stagnating. Each of those people must make $1,500,000, right? Every single person there, because that's the only way that makes sense. So no, they don't. They make $30,000, $50,000 a year. Well, then where does all that other money go? I'm making a gesture going upward. Who's taking this? Who is taking all the $6 billion? I wonder. I fucking wonder.
You know where it goes. It goes to the big dogs, the executives. But, and I don't even want to say in defense of them because it's not really defensible. But from a corporate side of bullshit, apparently most of the 1,000 were from the units that looked after the Fortnite rocket racing, were part of the ballistic thing, for part of the festival battle stage stuff. And I get it. Okay, we're shutting all that down, so we don't need you 1,000 people because you no longer are doing the thing. But as a company that can, get $6 billion in profit, hey, how about you fire maybe a few hundred? Because I get it. You can't keep everybody. You can't find something for everybody. But maybe find homes, maybe buffer up a department that is doing really well to make life really easy for them, or allow them to branch out and maybe think of the next greatest idea. Maybe try to keep as many of them as humanly possible to help your company. So that way, when this whole article hits, it's not, yeah, we fired 1,000. Maybe we had to fire 375. We know that's a travesty, but unfortunately, we did everything we could. We found homes for 425 of them. Everybody, we really did the thing. And then developers would have to be forced to at least go, oh yeah, they did move Frank, Sam, and Shelley over to here, and da-da-da-da. Mitigate the damage and then come out at least looking like you're not a complete disgusting corporate faction, but instead they just did what always happens, and don't need them. Clip. Bye-bye.
And this year or next year or whatever, Fortnite's going to have some other thing that's going to come out. So
hiring.
So and all those people, the 4,000 people now, you're going to do your maintaining stuff right now, and then also help us build the other thing. And then that'll make them $7 billion. But it's so different with the cost of memory now. So we got to fire another 1,000 now that the thing's done. It tied in perfectly with exactly what you were talking about. It's bad news, money time, woes here on the third shift. But I got two pieces of good news. One's not written down on there because, again, we did no research on it. But hey, Mad Alley and the Vault of the Mad Alley Madness, that launches today with Cash, the new Vault Hunter in Borderlands 4.
Oh, my God. Oh, I wish. There's an alternate universe where me and Matt, we rocked it. We did it. We're caught up and we're laughing. We're about to have another good time tomorrow night playing on the new DLC. They exist somewhere.
It's so bizarre because it hasn't been that many years, but it's almost to the point where, I can't even imagine it. Let's play. When are we going to play, Eric? When are we going to play? You're walking around town with a mailbag over your shoulder all day and night. I don't know. I got a show. I got a thing. I got this. I got that. I got to do. We could never play together, but it's there. I announced it. It's here. Go play it, people who are way better at gaming than us. But then also today was the Xbox Partner Preview, a new Xbox Partner Preview. Did you have a chance to see any of it, Eric?
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I did check it out. And I kind of hoped we had more time on it, but man, we already ran the show all the way out. It's like, But to be honest, there's only a couple things that were actually of interest to me, so maybe that's what I'll just stick to here. So that way we don't just buffer it out or, talk about stuff that's sort of interesting, but we'll actually really probably never play. So, and with that being said, okay, I'm scrolling here, everybody. If you don't know, I'm scrolling and I'm going, what was actually of interest? Okay, I got one.
I know one for sure.
Alien Deathstorm, all right?
There you go.
That one was awesome. I really like the vibe of it. You're going into this place and you're like, what the hell happened here? And the graphics were really good looking. And it was this derelict, space-looking station thing going on. But what really grabbed me was that the outside world had come in. It was all busted up and dysfunctional. And there was these crazy storms hurling stuff around. And this AI system's like, this is going to be a terrible storm. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So immediately, I know when I go to the outside elements, I'm going to be dealing with, oh, God, I got to get from this end to this end before this thing hits or this happens. And then, of course, watch out for other, thrown things, rocks, whatever it is. But then on top of it, they did what you always do in these space games. Where are the people at? Oh, aliens got them. Yep, of course aliens got them. And they're these ferocious-looking four-legged creatures with tentacles and mouths opening and the whole nine. And I went, yep, I could play a game like this. Eric's always on board for a game like this. And so, yeah, definitely something right out of the blue that made by somebody I don't even know, Rebellion, apparently. I don't know. I'm interested. I didn't know this existed. And now there's another game that exists that I'm watching.
Well, I know one of these Eric is going to talk about. So I'm going to say one that came completely out of the blue for me. Didn't know anything about it. Still don't really know anything about it. Ascend to Zero. That's the game. It's isometric perspective. You're in like a cyberpunk future, and it's like fast. It's got voxel graphics. It looks like a Hades-alike, but everything in it was so fast, and things were exploding, and there were AoEs on the ground, and you could like stop time to get in some attacks. But then other than that, you were dashing and flashing and zipping and zapping all the way around. And then the way they made it sound like when they showed the trailer was like, keep doing your thing until your time runs out. And the character didn't get hit by anything. And they kind of went, oh, and like fell over and the run was over. And I was like, man, this is fast action, Hades-like. I love that. But then you add in like, it was so fast. And it was like speed run the level. And then you'll get done. And maybe it almost put in that like mullet Magic that I was playing last year, where you like speed run that level and maybe you gain time by the more enemies you kill and you do it fast and you do it stylish and you get more time. That's what this put me in mind of. I was delighted by this. I always say like maybe super fast games aren't my thing, but if you give me that isometric perspective where I can see the AoEs and the lines from the enemy's attacks, whoo, I was so hyped for this. I wrote it down and put a damn star next to it. Ascend to Zero. I'm going to be doing that.
So there's only one other one that's a for sure for me, but I do want to give a shout out just real quick, and maybe you'll talk about it for you. I don't know. Artificial Detective. That one's got potential, but I wanted to see more on that one before I, say yay or nay to it. But the trailer was pretty neat. I liked what I was seeing, but I see that game it could go either way. Too clunky and annoying and just not fun. I don't know yet. But the one Matt knows I'm going to talk about, and the one Matt knows I'm going to be playing, is the Expanse game. Oh my God, the Expanse Osiris Reborn. They got a beta coming up for it. They announced here and everything. And I was like, well, first off, I'm sold. It's the Expanse. I love the Expanse. But oh no, it's more than that. It's a Mass Effect game in the Expanse universe. And I went, I love Mass Effect. I can't wait. I love the Expanse. Even better. 100%. I'm going to be on board this game unless something hits that goes, it's catastrophically a failure. But if that's not the case, which doesn't look like it because it looked pretty damn good in this trailer, and I'm hearing good vibes on the interwebs here, I'm so sold. If you loved Mass Effect, if you loved The Expanse, they're bringing these two, and boom, you got all the cool belter things going on, the Mars military force happening, the weird aliens and the factions warring with one another and hiding secrets and stuff. Oh, I can't wait, man. This is going to be a good one. I've got my fingers crossed for this one.
I agree with you. I got my fingers crossed because I don't know anything about The Expanse, but just seeing the graphics and the looks and the things, and then seeing that the little conversation wheel. And they didn't like wheel around, but I tried to pause it like 4 different times. I was eating lunch. I had sticky fingers. I was like, I want to pause it and see all the dialogue options. That's all dialogue options, right? I finally got it, and I was delighted. Like all the different responses you could give. Hopefully that's all the way through, and it's super, super Mass Effect-y. For me, I'll give you a couple other ones. I will give you Grave Seasons, because that's like the spooky Harvest Moon. That looks like that internet ad you'd see of like the spooky Pokemon that was for a fake game that didn't freaking exist. This looks like Harvest Moon, but at night, spooky things come out. Like real spooky things. Like a big giant demon hand comes and grabs you. I don't know. That sounds kind of interesting. There's another game out there called Musa, Dirty Fate. That's that feudal Korean. It almost looks like Ghost of Tsushima, but mixed. Maybe it's a little bit of Souls-like. Maybe it's like a Stellar Blade. Like really flashy, weird, like ink brush sword strokes in that one. It kind of looked a little clunky, but it also looked kind of damn good too. So that one's interesting. And then I don't know if I like this one, but The Eternal Life of Goldman. That's that hand-drawn, beautifully animated action platformer one. But it's also real gloopy and gloppy and gutsy. So I don't know about that part. But everything else about it I love. And then the last one for me, it was real quick. There's a lot of stuff I wrote down. These are the only things I put stars next to. Stranger Than Heaven. They showed off more of it, saying it takes place over 5 different decades, like 5 different eras in 5 different cities. And I got to say, I love how ugly the people are in this game. Now that sounds stupid, but like when there was that gang of like goofs walking up with their crowbars over their shoulders, there was that guy who had like the old anime face where it's like real square on the top and then like a long oval was the rest of them. And I was like, yes, give me some old school, ugly, just ugly character designs. And that was like all through this one. Totally different from the Yakuza games, totally different feel from everything. Just some ugly dudes getting cut up and shot up. I love it.
I am interested in that one, but I thought it was in trouble. So I was surprised to see it here. I could have sworn I saw some articles about some bad stuff going down with the developers or something happening there, or funding being cut, or yeah, I think like 9 Cent backed out of funding him, or whoever was the behind it, 10 Cent or whatever the company was that's funding some of it or was. So I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it some more. I could be completely wrong, but I'm so sure I thought this game was in deep trouble.
Well, this is the one from RGG Studios, so they shouldn't have like a backer. They do their own
Okay, so
thing.
maybe what's
like
the other one
Sega
then?
backs
'Cause
them.
there were two of these games coming out.
Oh, yeah. There was the one with the guy who looks like a fridge from the original Yakuza dude.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
okay. Maybe it's that one that's having problems.
Maybe it's that one. Okay, I just might have gotten flip-flop, but one of them was in a lot of trouble and trying to find new backing and everything else. So I thought it was this one. So when I saw the trailer, I was like, well, holy shit. Apparently everything's okay, cool, because I'm mildly interested in this one. I'm just not sold yet, but I love the aesthetics of it. So yeah, hopefully it turns out fantastic and we get a chance to play it.
Absolutely. And like I said, there's a ton of other stuff in there. So let us know what you're looking forward to, what you're hyped for from that. I mean, all these things also, if you're a Game Pass person, 90% of these were launching into Game Pass or coming to Game Pass at some kind of way. But also let us know the answer to Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner. Because if you remember, last week's question was a controversial question. What was the first Nintendo console to have HD support? That, of course, is the darling Wii U that everybody loved. Everybody's favorite console.
Lies.
And now it's time for this week's question. Who plays Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding?
Why do you ask me what these stupid Hollywood stars?
Remember
Norman Reedus.
What was that?
Norman Reedus.
Okay, you got it. I saw you looking down though. You were Googling. I don't know.
No,
you went on
I wasn't
ChatGPT
Googling
because
it.
you love AI today. Oh my God.
I just had the time up. I just was looking at the time. And then PlayStation apparently sent me something. Get even more of what you love when you upgrade to PlayStation Plus Premium. So I was just looking at that.
They're already trying to upsell you, Eric. They're already trying to upsell you, just like we
I know
talked
they're
about.
already getting me. It's already there. Eric, come on in. There's a sale right now for you. Goodness.
But see, you didn't even need to be worried about that celebrity question from 2 weeks ago.
Well, you know what was screwing me up though, right?
What's that?
I kept wanting to say.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what the hiccup was. I was like, and I'm like, it's not right, stupid. What's his dumb real name? No, stop it.
Now, see, I thought you were going to say, oh, it's that freaking guy from that show. I don't know what his name is. And I'd say, well, give me 3 other pieces of media he's in, and I'll know that you know who he's talking about.
What other show? And then the one movie we watched, the movie we like. He got the rope.
There's a movie,
Remember the rope
and
with
he's
the
also in
brothers?
the sequel, and you stay up till
It
4 in
was
the
a
morning.
firestorm.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm talking about.
So Eric got it. What about you out there in podcast listening land? I know somebody out there knows the answer to that question, who normally doesn't even write in and give us answers. So send that to me, or send us anything else you want to talk about via the email, thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook under Third Shift. Hit the Discord, hit the Patreon. If I'm streaming, hit up a stream. If I'm on the street, say hello, but don't come near me. Just wave, but do it silently so I don't have to acknowledge or think that there's a human talking to me. Just wave as I go walking by, wave to the back of me, and I'll be like, all right, cool. Positivity just at my back. It's carrying me through the day. You can do that.
You can indeed do that. Or you can go over to Patreon, a little tip jar, throw in $1, $2. It's the kind of thing that keeps the lights running. It helps us out tremendously and immensely. And everybody who's done it and kept the lights on, you guys are just fantastic. We thank you so much. And we hope that some of you out there can also help once in a while, because we would hate to disappear. And we're not gonna, but you know what I'm saying. And if you can't do that, though, that's okay. Go over to Discord, join in the discussions, have some fun. Go over to Twitch, sign up, listen and see what the hell Matt's been playing. And or if you got Amazon free games and all that good stuff, go give us that $5 that they give you for free every month to give to the Twitch streamer of your preference. Or go over to Apple Podcasts, go over to Spotify, give us 5-star reviews, get us up in the metrics. New people will see us and watch us, and it'll be a great thing. And everybody will have such a wonderful time.
And of course, you can also listen to the very next episode which will be dropping on around the 2nd of April on iTunes and Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any of those good services, because it does help us out. We really do appreciate it.
Indeed, we do. I don't have a guest for you this week, folks. I brought in a guest the other week, and it was a great time. And I really hope you learned a lesson. And I really hope maybe you're going to still give us that 5-star review that you're supposed to, because you learned something important. Okay? Just saying.
And with that, theredon't say but.
Don't
Don't forget to say.
Shut up and sit down.